Okay, it's the Japanese turn, so we got some builds here. We're going to do one tech roll. What do we got there? 9 infantry and 1 light tank. I was humming and hawing for a while. I was going to go after this, but I can't bring all my aircraft. I can only bring 3. And that turns the tide too much to even. And this... Where the hell did I put all my pointy sticks? Anyway, this ugly stack of infantry tanks or whatever had a pretty much clear pass into China, and that would have been a nightmare. So I figured, you know what, the smartest thing for me to do is Japan is to eliminate the problem that's going to be in my back door, and then I can worry about what's in front of me over there, over here in Saigon there. So what I've done is I had 12 infantry here, 2 reds, a white, and a dude on top. I gave them 3 guys into this Hanoi attack, along with 2 light tanks. The 2 light tanks from there drove down there, and 2 from there to here, and 1 went over to here along with that guy, and a fighter off the fleet. Yeah, it's a kind of a mess. Anyway, so that's attack 1, attack 2. Attack number 3 is I'm bringing in this stack of infantry by land along with these tanks by land from there and Siam. And by sea, we're bringing in the stack of elite marines, all 6 of them, so that we can get the bombardment. And we're bringing in the 2 attacks that were on the ground, plus the second fighter and the attack that were in the Siam there. I forgot one other thing. I was going to show some. We're going to do some evilness with these guys. Subs. We need to do some convoys. So we're going to slap down a convoy attack. Let's do one over here. Let's do one over here. You know what? We'll do it in the same zone as the escort. Let them fight me if they want. And we'll do, you know what? The US are coming. Next turn they're in the war anyway. So we're going to just give them a kickstart here. But maybe we can take some of their money. Let's convoy that one too. So we got 3 convoys by the Japanese. 1, 2, and 3. And the Japanese are not completely retarded. I think this has to be a combat move, so we're going to put this on escort duty. Right over, we'll put it on this side. Right over there. Done. Alright, those are my combats. I'm probably going to battle board this one. And I was just looking at the rolls, and Japan's got some crazy surprise attack, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just showing you my combat moves and where stuff came from. I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to move this attack onto the battle board. And then we will... I'll come back and I'll describe what's going on with that, with the combats and the surprise attack ability for Japan. All right, see you. Rank Carcass here. Part 2 of the Japanese turn. The surprise attack. Maybe 1 surprise attack on land or sea. The turn it declares war on the British Commonwealth. The attack can be used against Commonwealth, French, Dutch, or USA. All Japanese aircraft gain first strike. Japanese ships gain +1 combat movement. And all enemy units receive a -1 defense on the first round of combat. So, I was thinking about that. And this is not my first strike. And that's not an amphibious assault. It's all land assault now. I took away 2 planes. And this fleet card, ignore that. In fact, that's gone. Because I've decided to do something different. This card was all pieced out, or chipped out, but I pieced out my units. And then I just stared at them. Right? You start staring and you're staring and you're staring and you're going, okay, well there's 7 destroyers. 8 if you include the torpedo boat destroyer. So, versus their 4. There's 3 cruisers versus their 4. There's 3 battleships versus their 2. There's 3 subs versus their 2. There's 3 carrier hits versus their 2. I wanted to bring in another fighter just to maybe take their planes out in the first round. But the tacticals have that target select. So I'm thinking I might actually bring 3 tacticals. Screw the fighters. We'll send the fighters into Burma, which is an attack I can't ignore. I have to do Burma as well. So we're going to do 3 tacticals then. Because if we can get 3 targeted hits with this, and then another 3 with that, unlikely we could sink any ships we want, right? I mean, they can do the same thing with these 2 subs if they roll a 1. And they are going to have a commander, but the first round, the commander's negated. And I should have enough more hits. I think I counted it up. I got 22 hits in the ocean, not counting that I can take, right? Versus their 18. So by the end of this, I'll probably win. I'm not going to have as much fleet. Can this torpedo boat destroyer make it there too? 1, 2. And they get a +1 move, so yes it can. So I only have 1 torpedo boat destroyer for the Japanese, so I'm going to have to use 1 ship here. Alright, let's we'll do that. This will be my supposed surprise strike. Just leaving these transports out of it because they're not actually involved. But I got the other Burma Road set up on the map, and that's the one that's really going to make or break my land battle here. So we're going to do the Burma Road. Alright. Because the land is where I make my money, and I got at least a turn before the U.S. can reach me, so that if I keep all my money at the end of this turn, then I should be able to go. So I canceled those convoys. This is what we're doing here. So I'm gonna have to show you Burma, because it's the Burma and Siam are a little bit confusing. I'm not sure if you can see this here, but as per the rule book, there goes that militia. Just took off on me. As per the rule book, it's roundel to roundel, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this card like a straight edge and go from the center of this roundel to the center of that one. And I guess technically I do cross a tiny bit of mountains, so that's a mountain border, which blows goats for nickels, but so be it. So with that mountain border here, round 1 I'm going to have a mountain penalty and attack, and round 2 there is no penalty. Just wanted to show you why I'm doing this. Alright. I might as well just maybe get rid of that last video I did, but we'll see. We'll see. This is part of the process, right? You're just about to say, okay, I'm ready to go, but I haven't rolled any dice yet. And wait a second, this isn't adding up right. So I got a mountain penalty the first turn, so the commander's negated. The 2 fighters, however, do get the bonus. So let's go with this one. All right. Okay, so 2 fighters at 6. 1 hit. Alright, what do we got for light tanks? 2, 4, 5. Five light tanks, and they are attacking at 4-0. I've got 6 Elite Marines at 3. And we got 1 hit, so that's 2 hits. This ain't going so well. I know technically I should be rolling the other one, but I already had this one set up on the board, so. Right. And what do we got there? We got 5 and we got 9. So, here we go. Roll 5. No, let's do roll all 9. 5, 6. 4, 6, 8, 9. So 9 at 2. Alright, 2 more hits, so that's a total of 4 hits. Now, there's no aircraft, so it doesn't matter who gets what hits. So we're going to take off 4. You're probably going to take off these guys. Probably going to take off 1 mech and these 4 infantry. Alright? Or 3 infantry, sorry. So in defense, we're going to end up rolling 4 medium armor at 5. 1 hit. And we're going to be rolling 4 mechs at 4. 1 more hit. And then we're going to roll 3 infantry at 4. And that's 3 hits. Oh, Japanese will take that. That's a lot better than they were worried it might be. So 3 hits. I'm actually going to chip out, and I'm going to take that red off and give them 5 white ones instead. Because they're going to be losing more guys. Alright, so round 2. No more mountains, which means these are at 5, these are at 4, these are at 3. With the commander. Right? Mountain border only affects the first round. So we got 2 fighters at 7. That's a 9, so that's, oh, let's get these off here. 1 hit. What do we have there? 5 tanks. 5 tanks at 5 now. And we've got 2 more hits. Alright. 5. We've got 6 elite infantry or elite marines at 4. Nothing. Nothing. Alright, and we've got 6 infantry at 3. 1 hit, 2 hits, so well, we got more hits the second round than we did the first round, so that's 5. So we're going to lose 3 and 2 from here, so what we're going to do is we're going to do that and take off 2. Change out the 3 for a 2, or for 3 ones. Alright, so we've got 4 tanks at 5 and 3 mechs. We're going to do this pretty easy, actually. 4 at 5. 1 hit. And 3 and 4. And that's 2 hits. So the Japanese are going to lose their 2 dudes. And we're going to just do it again. I'm just going to get right into it. We only need 2 hits for the Japanese, so 2 planes at 7. That's 1. And 5 tanks at 5. There we go. That's more than enough hits. Alright, so the British are going to roll their 2 regular tanks at 5 back. And they get 1 hit. Alright, so the Japanese have to lose 1 more dude, leaving them with 3 dudes left, and these guys are eliminated. There we go. Just like that. So I'm going to place these guys back on the map, and then we're going to set up that fleet. The fleet should be interesting. You probably don't want to watch me set it up, so I'm going to just stop it here. Okay, we're all set up here. And I was just double checking the rules. If you take a peek on page 40, the submarine, so page 41, it says first strike, all submarines and other units with first strike roll first. However, attacking submarines gain first strike unless defending units have at least 1 destroyer, which are painted in red there, or red highlight. So yes, no first strike. That's something that's come up a few times with newer players on the game here, and honestly I gotta look it up every once in a while too. They have so many crazy special rules about this stuff. So as a result of this being the surprise strike, these all Japanese aircraft gain first strike. Unfortunately, the submarines don't, because these guys have those. However, submarines still have a target selection at 1. So if the subs roll a 1, they get to pick what they kill. And these tacticals, if they roll 1, 2, or a 3, get to pick what they kill. So, except for the tacticals cannot select aircraft. They're not fighters. They are dive bombing torpedo planes. Alright, so we're going to start rolling here with our 3 first strike tacticals, and I'm going to try some different dice for a change. Alright, 3 first strike and tacticals at 7. Alright, so we got 1 target selected hit, a second hit, and a miss. So whatever I pick doesn't get to shoot. So now, as much as I'd like to pick a battleship, I'd rather pick a cruiser, because this cruiser is never going to shoot. And even if I pick a battleship, it's still going to shoot, and then and it could take another hit. So this cruiser is coming right off. It doesn't get to pick anything, it's just off. Doesn't shoot back. Alright, and then we have 1 regular hit. So I'm just going to put what I normally do, one of these up there. Alright, so that's those. Now we have 3 battleships at 8. For the Japanese, we've got a 3 and a 7. And so it's 2 more hits. Now you guys probably finding some of these hard to read. Like that one's a little hard to read, isn't it, from a distance? Alright, I'll get rid of that one. We'll use that one. You can read that one clear as day. Alright. Now 3 cruisers at 6. And that's a 2 and a 5. That's 2 more hits. That's 5 hits total. What do we got there? We got 2, 4, 6, 7 cruisers. So 4, 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 cruisers. Oh, sorry, 7 destroyers at 4. And there's not 1 single hit there. The best I got was a 6. Alright, now these ones are for all the pudding. I want to get some first strikes here. That's 3 submarines at 3. Not a hit. This is not looking so good for Japan. Only 5 hits. 2 torpedo boat destroyers at 2 back, misses, and my carriers don't shoot. Alright, so the Japanese got 5 hits. What do you lose? They take a while to build, but do you really need these? If you take these off, you don't lose any shooting power. But then your aircraft can land next door. They can retreat out in the range of 1. And you do own the property next door. Yeah, we'll take those as 2 hits. You can take 2 hits on these. Right? That's 4 hits. And there's only really 1 more hit you gotta take. And I would honestly just get rid of this sub. There we go. Because what you're trying to do is grind as much of this off as possible as the British right now. There's an opportunity. Alright, let's roll the British. And yes, this 4th cruiser does not roll. It's just exactly the same as artillery in the first round. Alright, so we're going to roll 2 battleships at 8. That's where they were before they got damaged. No dice. We're going to roll 3 cruisers at 6. Nothing. We're going to roll 2 fighters at 6. Air superiority round. Nothing. Okay. Well, that's good for the Japanese. They keep their tacticals. Jesus. 4 destroyers at 4. Goodness, you at least, there we go. Oh, look, 3 hits in a row. Couldn't get a hit before, and now you can't help yourself. So that's 3 hits. And now we got 2 subs, and they may get a 1. No, they needed 3s. And 2 light carriers at 1. Nothing. Alright, so that's just 3 hits. 3 measly hits. So you know what Japan's probably going to do. It's probably going to take these 2 guys off. And I would just lose a sub because subs cost you like $5 or $6. It's cheaper to lose a sub than it is to take a hit on your battleship or your carrier. Alright, so that's round 1. That's pretty pathetic actually. 5 versus 3 for hits. You'd figure that there'd be more hits with all that stuff going on. Alright, yeah, let's keep on rolling, I guess. Oh, the round 1 negative defender bonus is gone. So this is damaged. Here, I'm going to get some damaged markers, otherwise we'll forget, because I'm moving everything up +1. So they're damaged, but we're going to move them up to +1. These guys go up to 7. These guys go up to 7. These guys go up to 5. And that guy goes up to 4. Okay, there we go. Now, Japan, 3 battleships at 8. 3 hits. Yeah, it'd be nicer to do that in the first round, but we'll take anything. 3 tacticals with target select at 7. 1 hit, no selections. 3 cruisers at 6. 2 more hits. 2, 4, 6, 7. Destroyers at 4. 1, 2, 3. 3 more hits. Well, that's way more than the 5 we got in the first round. Here, let's use blue for subs. 2 subs at 3. Nothing. And we're done. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 damage. 9 hits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Man, that's all they got left. They got a cruiser and 2 damaged battleships. Wow. I keep the planes, but they can't even retreat, so there's no point. I might as well keep the cruiser. Yeah, here goes round 2. Wow, that's a little more than I thought. We're gonna go backwards this time. 1 sub at 4. Ooh, it almost got a 1 there. That would have been a target select. I'm gonna roll 4 destroyers at 5 with the commander bonus. That's 2 hits. Yeah, just 2. We're gonna roll 3 cruisers and 2 fighters. 3 cruisers and 2 fighters at 6. No, that's a 9. 1, 2, 3 more hits. Alright, 6 hits already. And we got 2 battleships at 8, even though they're damaged. No, 9. So 1 more hit. Huh. So we got 2, 4, 6, 7 damage. 7 hits. Well, you probably lose the 2 subs. And you could afford to lose 5 destroyers. At least that way your capital ships are all okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's a pretty small fleet now, but you still got the big heavy hitters yet. Alright, okay, so 3 battleships at 8. That's 2 hits. We just need 1 more. 3 tactical at 7. There we go. We got 1. That's it. That's all we needed. So these guys are all off the map, but they're going to roll back. So 2 at 8. 1 hit and 1 at 7. 2 hits. Alright, now comes the big moment. You take a damage on something. Or do you just lose another destroyer? Done. We don't have any destroyers, so the first strike from subs is possible, but the subs first strike is at the 3, so 1 to 3 chance to hit. So we're gonna just leave that alone. Yeah, that was a brutal game here. So the Japanese lost 7 destroyers, 3 subs, and 2 torpedo boat destroyers. And the UK fleet there lost everything. Every single unit. Alright, well, I'm not even going to bother to... Oh, and they lost their commander. Let's see if he can run away. What are the rules on that again? There's something... Oh, they lost these transports that were in the sea zone too, so... I don't even have a Japanese fleet card here anymore. So there were 3 transports in that zone. They're also toast. Navy. Commander death. Commander's in a surrounded city or a naval unit. He is eliminated on a 5 to 12. So basically they need a 1 to 4 to keep him. They got their 4. And he's allowed to run away 4 spaces and land on this land zone. And he's within range compared to that KMT commander. So from here, he could go 1, 2, 3. And there we go, we got a commander in there. So that's the second battle we've done. Well, this is actually the surprise strike, the first one, but I already had the battle up there set up. That one's happened. Now we got this battle here against 2 infantry. From 3 infantry. I hate these Japanese super bayonets. Every time you get close to one, you're like flicking the guy off the map. So we got this one battle here, and then we got this one battle here. Right, so what do we got there? Of course, it's probably, yeah, it's mountain. So 3 infantry at 1 and 2 light tanks at 3. So 3 at 1. Hey, I got 1 hit. That's kind of surprising. And 2 at 3. Nothing. And 2 at 4 defense. Nothing. So we're going to roll, or no, the French lost a dude, so 3 at 1 attack. Nothing. 2 at 3. There we go. Second hit. We're done. And now the French get to roll over the last survivor, and they missed on the 4. Done. That was pretty easy. So the Japanese didn't have any casualties. There you go. Those guys are done. And now we just got this one in Hong Kong. 2 light tanks at, oh, it's a city, isn't it? Yeah, so that's a +1 for the infantry. So it's 5. 2 at 3 versus 1 at 5. This one may be a runaway here. I may have to run away if it doesn't work out in the first round. I'm not giving that unit the opportunity to start taking away my bonus income. And building a colonial there too, of all things. Jeez. I have problems in front of me, I don't need problems in the back. Alright, so that's 2 at 3 attack. Oh, there we go, we got a 1. And 1 at 5, return fire. Whew, a 6. That's very fluky for the Japanese this round. So that's another successful attack. That is 3 land zones. So I'm going to snag 3 of these chippy things. And what did we do here? This guy's also toast. So Hong Kong's worth 2 from the FEC. And what's Burma worth? Burma is worth 1. So that's 3 down on the FEC. 3 up Japan. And this place, Hanoi, is worth 1. And to France, it's a $2 bonus, so happy to get rid of it. Alright, so that is, oh, beautiful. So that's 4 up Japan. So Japan is up 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are up 63 too, by the way. They only needed 3, and they get to roll 5 d12. So even if they fuck up and roll 3 1s, they still are going to have, or 5 1s, they're still going to have too much. So that's that. So Japan goes up 4 from 33 to 37. FEC goes down 3 from 14 to 11. And the French go down from 4 to 3. They're almost tied with the Vichy. Alright, so that was an amazingly long turn. I'm just going to do some non-combat moves. Actually, I don't have really much to move, but I'm going to do it while I have a chance. I am scared shitless I'm going to lose these transports. So 1, 2, 3. These aircraft have moved 2. And I can't put them in Hong Kong. I should put the air base. So, damn cats. We'll just put them in Siam where the factory is for now. Because we're probably going to use them here or there right away. Oh, no. 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't reach. Too bad. I should have planned on that. So from the carrier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to fly one guy way back there. It'll make sense later on. It'll make sense because I'm placing this unit right now because I'm at war with the Americans. And now these things are on the board, so I can move them ahead from position 3 and 2. I got to pay for them yet, but they're available. So there we go. And there's a great mass of British casualties over here. So that was a very successful Japanese round. They lost less than they took, which is always good. Problem is the Americans are in and the Japanese Navy's way the hell out of position. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be I'm 2 or 3 turns away from getting back into position. The Americans might even beat me. Oh yeah, we got this tech roll we were going to roll. It's just for wartime economy, so let's just do that. Yeah, fail. Needed a 7. Alright. Placement of units. We're going to throw a light tank down here. Actually, no, we're going to throw a light tank and 2 dudes down here in Burma. That's really where we want the light tank at. Which means we can throw 3 more dudes down here. And hell yeah, let's throw another 3 dudes over there. Yeah, the Americans can't reach the homeland. So we're going to throw 4 dudes here. 4 and 3 for 7. 8, 9, and a light tank. Hope it still was recording there. I just got that stupid low power mode message on my screen. Looks like the counter's still going. Alright, so that is basically it for my non-combat moves, all my combat moves. So Japan has no units hardly except for these 2 factory zones there. And everything's gathered around down there where just every single unit down there was fighting. Except for the militia. Alright, let's see if we still have a navy after the British go. Or the Russians next turn, or anybody. Man, this is going to get a little bit wild. Alright, Japan is done. So Japan, oh, bonus income. Japan gets a bonus because it's at war with a major power. So everyone that touches the coast here on the Chinese mainland. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 6 of those give them a $1 bonus. You can look the names up. It's they're all there. So Japan is going to collect its $37 plus 6 in bonus, so it will be at 43. And I will see you next turn. I forgot. Japan initiated a war with the Allies, and as a result they brought the US into the war. So Japan's got a new commander for France, a new commander for Britain, and a new commander for the USA. And as per the rules, they're all placed in its capital. All right, so we got 3 commanders and 5 dudes. They should be safe. Yes, the U.S. has now become at war with Germany, Italy, and what is the other one there? Japan. So I am going to give them 1 extra commander on this side. I'm going to put the other 2 commanders on the far side in the capital. Alright. The British get 1 extra commander. I'm allowed to give them to the Australians, so we're going to give them an Australian commander. And who else gets a commander now? Well, the French get a new commander because of Japan. And Germany and Italy both get new commanders because of the USA. It's starting to get a little ridiculous on the number of commanders in the board, but the USA is now at war with Germany, Italy, and Japan, so all 3 of them get a new commander. And Japan's at war with France, Britain, and the USA, so they all get commanders. So Australia's proud new commander is going to fly off into here in their capital. The French already got a pile of commanders up there, but that's where they got to go. Alright, so the Germans get a new commander. The Italians get a new commander in their capital, and the French, this is technically their capital, so they got 2 commanders and no units there. Oops. We'll see how that pans out. Commanders everywhere. So yeah, the Americans got, ooh, they don't belong there. They belong in Washington, not Ottawa. You can tell what country I live in, eh? Putting them in my capital instead of the American capital. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, the French got an extra 1. Yeah, everybody got an extra commander. There's commanders everywhere. Commander. I don't believe there's any other income increases because everybody's at full income already, except for the Americans who got bumped up, as I said, right? We can, you know, like I was saying, I got to roll 5 of these because Japan declared war on the Major, I believe it is. Let me double check that. Yeah, 5d12. So even if they rolled all 1s, they only needed 3. So, you know, hey, look, we're there, and we still got 2 dice in our pocket. Done. Okay, it's the British turn. July 43. Great Britain's down to 17. Far East Command's down to 11. Australia's untouched. It's been a rough go. Japan just attacked the FEC. As you can see here, the FEC has no navy really. Japanese got a bit of a navy in the middle of the Indian Ocean. There is still an escort ship which does not block movement, and a coastal sub which could not block movement because it moved past, which it can when at peace, and then declared war after. So, if that's a confusion for anybody, because the subs can decide to block movement, but Britain would have had to declare war on Japan instead. Alright, I don't really have a lot of combat moves on this side of the map because nothing's in range, and there are no Japanese warships in the Dutch East Indies, so Australia's going to get that bonus $2 there. Australia's going to spend its money and it's going to buy, here, let's get that centered here, a sub and an infantry. FEC is going to spend its money and it's going to buy a fighter and an artillery. Seem like the smartest use of the money. Fighter to shoot down maybe some Japanese planes, an artillery for that first strike in defense or attack. Britain wants to build 4 infantry in its home country, and it's going to cost it $9 to take off 9 of the 10 damage, so it can build 4 in that factory instead of 5. and it's going to build a militia in London as well. No factory required, so yeah. I've been thinking maybe I would have built a stack of militia. I could build the equivalent of the property value printed on the map, and it's 6 in London. The UK British do have a couple of combat moves. We have this one here. It's a standard convoy, and that is on the Italian line, which has 1 escort. So since we're right here, let's just get that over and done with, and then we can move on to the fun part. So the British sub is +2, so we're going to make that red. And the Italian defense has 1 escort ship, so it's +1, and that'll be black. So red's +2, black's +1. And the difference is that's 5 and that's 4. And the line can be damaged for $1. So guess what? Italy's losing $1. Isn't that beautiful? For the British, it's beautiful. For the Italians, you're screeching. But that's okay. You don't really care what the Italians are doing if you're the British. Do you? Alright, so we're going to move this camera up here, and I'm going to show some crazy moves we're going to do here. Let's just change the angle down a little bit. There is an amphibious assault out of London. We're scooping up units from this sea zone and that sea zone. Naval units from here and there, right? The battleship from here, the damaged one, and the battleship, the 2 cruisers and the transports are coming from here. They will be scooping up 2 Marines and 2 regular infantry so that they can lend 4 shots to the battle right here in Liverpool. As well, the commander from London will be crossing the line on a ground attack with an artillery, 5 infantry, and a fighter, leaving nothing for defense here except for 2 French commanders and an anti-artillery gun or anti-aircraft gun. However, that will work out fine because the non-combat moves in place units, that's why we took the damage off that factory. And in fact, the damage comes off the factory first. You repair first, then you can use. So we're taking off the pink 10 and we're putting down a 1. There's only 1 damage on that thing now. Alright, so I may need to battle board this just to make things a little bit easier to understand. I can't remember. Somebody made a comment about my, was it this attack in here with British fighters? I'm just wondering from the, because was that on the transports and the destroyer? If that's the case, when I did the attack on the transports, the 3 transports and the lone destroyer that were in here last turn as the British, I actually brought 2 fighters out of Liverpool with no commander, and then I brought the medium bomber out of London from the commander's location. So only the medium bomber had the commander bonus in that one. It was kind of confusing, and it was kind of one of those things. It's hard to explain what's going on with these commanders sometimes because they give a bonus but they don't to some guy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, if that's what it was, that's what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to move all these units that are German out of here. Germany has no aircraft involved and whatever, and we're going to figure this out. Okay, we have the British assault on Liverpool owned by Germany. The British have a commander coming over land, and the Germans already have a commander on site. I haven't done anybody bump up, but I should, so +1 for defense from the commander and +1 in offense from the commander. This line here with the Marine in it is the amphibious assault force. Casualties must be taken from that line first until they're all gone. Then the land units can take casualties. these ships here are for bombardment purposes. When a battleship gets damaged, it says it's -1 attack and defense, and I would assume that since coastal bombardment is, or shore bombardment is an attack, that you'd be -1 on that as well. It doesn't specifically say so in the book, but it does specifically say that they are -1 attack and defense. Blanket statement, so this would be a different kind of attack. So we're gonna roll with that. So we've got 2 cruisers, 1 damaged battleship, and 1 decent battleship or undamaged battleship, and they will be rolling first strikes along with this artillery, which will also roll a first strike. All right. I'm just gonna roll the artillery and all the first strikes together. So let's do this way. We've got a battleship and an artillery at 4 first strike. No hits. We've got a battleship damaged at 3. No hit. And we've got 2 cruisers at 2. Wow, look at that. 2 1s. Nice. So that's 2 hits that are don't get to shoot back. That sucks for the Germans. It doesn't really matter, but for ease of use, we'll just take off those 2 chips underneath the regular infantry. So there we go. First strikes, they don't get to shoot, so they're just gone. All right, now let's do the regular attacks. So we've got 1 fighter, and what do we got there? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infantry. All right, so 1 fighter at 7. That's a hit. And how many did I say there? 2, 4 amphibious and 5 not. So that's 9. So 9 at 3. And we've got how many hits here? We've got 1, 2, 3. So 3 more hits. That's a total of 4. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, so that's 4 hits. Ooh. 4 hits. These ones get to shoot back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that leaves us with 3 tanks alive. That's it. Alright, now let's see if we can't do a good defense here. If we could at least get 3 hits on this first round, that'll eliminate 4 dudes off the amphibious assault. For the Germans, anyway. So we'll see. Okay, so the Germans have 2 dead infantry at 5. Nothing. And they've got 3 tanks and 2 mechs at 6. Only 2 hits. And what that means, since they come off the amphibious assault, if you were the British, you would probably take 2 of these guys instead of 2 of these guys and 1 of those guys. So just basic math. There we go. So these guys are 2 infantry are our next targets. This is no longer involved in the battle. We'll put those back on the map. And everybody gets to shoot again because we're on round 2. And there's no first strikes. So fighter at 7. That's a hit. I only need 3 hits to kill everything here. So 1 artillery at 4. That's it. Man, that's the second hit. Let's see the 2 amphibious assault dudes. Nothing at 3. And we've got 5 regular dudes at 3. And we got 2 more hits. We only needed 1 more. So that's 4 hits total. But the Germans only had these 3 tanks. So they're off. They get to roll back. So those 3 tanks at 6. There, 2 more hits. So we'll lose, as per the rules, the 2 amphibious assault dudes. There. The only casualties were the amphibious assault guys. And the German commander is not in a surrounded city or a naval unit, so he just has to roll anything but a 12 to run away. So let's see if he can do that. Anything but a 12. There we go. German commander ran away. All right. I'm just going to scoop this stuff up here. It's easy enough. I know where it all belongs. Oh, I don't mean to be swinging the camera around like that. Sorry for making you dizzy. All right, so this is obviously going to fly back home. These 5 infantry are going to sit right here, along with the artillery. And that's why I had the commander on top. I'm like, what the heck? There we go. 5 infantry, an artillery, and a commander. The German commander is going to run away. He can move 4, but he's just going to move right there. Let's put this navy down. That actually worked really good for the British. I'm actually shocked. That's why I brought everything, because I was hoping to take it and have something there to defend it. Looks like they may not even need a rescue, but all right, from Canada we're going to leave 1 infantry behind, and we are going to bring 3 infantry and an artillery from Canada to London via these transports. There we go, 3 infantry and an artillery. And we'll bring that dude along, and let's collect all this crap together. Well, we could actually land in here, and we could just leave everything over here, because it's 1, 2, 3, right? So we'll just do that. We're going to make 1 giant blob here, and we'll leave that on escort. And we got a blocker up here. That should work. Oh yeah, the convoy's already done. Italy's got to lose its dollar, so Italy's losing its dollar from its stack here. Oh, jeez. Italian stack, taking a buck off it, throwing it in my bank. I love convoys when they're not on you. Yeah, so that is the British turn for this side. I am going to place those units though, so we're going to place those 4 infantry and the militia in there, and we're just going to switch that out for a white and a green. So now we have 7 infantry in London, along with a fighter and artillery, and a militia, and an anti-aircraft gun. And up here in Liverpool, we've got all this stuff. So I think what I would do, oh, my commander already moved in combat, so I can't do anything with him. Never mind. That's okay. Shit. Might be nice to have a commander in there, but does get the city bonus, and it's all infantry for the most part, so whew, brutal. Brutal. How many times the Germans can't afford to keep doing this? Anyway, that's what we're hoping. We're hoping we can stop the Germans from doing this over and over. Because if this didn't work, they were screwed. Yeah, they would have been amphibious assaulted and land assaulted, but now they can't land assault with these guys into London. Yeah. All right, that's perfect for the British. I'm leaving these British convoy things on. That shows how much the Germans took off. That way the Italians don't illegally take off too much in one turn. I don't dare move those guys down there because they are my blocker. And I want to leave at least something down there because if I leave it empty, Russia might just wander in there and take it. That would suck. These guys over here, I don't really think it would be here. Let's whip around so you can see it from the bottom of the map like you would normally do if you're standing here being the FEC. Yeah, like there's not a lot of things I can do here. You got quite the stack in Burma. It's actually probably enough to take this out, especially if they throw in some aircraft, which is why we bought that fighter. And we're going to place it in the only factory we have. So there's 2 fighters and a tactical in there. Those fighters hopefully will take down an aircraft. And we're buying a 2nd artillery. And the reason for that is we're hoping, let's just check those out here, is we're hoping that we can get a couple of first strike hits if they attack us. That way we're not completely lost. There's not enough room in these places. When you start doing this craziness here, it'd kind of be handy to have blow-up boxes on the side of the map, but I find you forget about the stuff in the blow-up boxes. I actually hate using these fleet cards just for that reason, because you're like, oh yeah, how much is on there? I'd rather leave them unchipped but neat. That way you can split them up. But if you start getting a big stack like 7 of something, I like that chipped. Otherwise it's just a mess. Somebody else should be able to read your units. That's why we color code them on this table. Yeah, I can't think of anything else you want to do. You got this coastal sub here. If I was thinking, I would have nailed that line because I forgot all about it. But I forgot all about it, and I'm already placing units, so it's a little late. I'm gonna do my non-combats here though, if possible. So what we're gonna do, we're going to place this destroyer and this coastal sub up here. The reason for that is this Navy's going to have to split up if it wants to get that, or chunks of that Navy, which isn't much, can't come down here and just scoop stuff up without having to do a fight first. And with only 2 units attacking, there's a high probability that Britain might fluke out and kill all those transports if they show up. So that's where my thought process is on that. This here, Australia is building a sub and an infantry. That's all they had the money for. But first they're going to move this destroyer in with those guys. This transport is going to pick up 2 dudes, 2 regular infantry, and drop them off over here. Alright, and then this extra dude is just going to land on top as a place units, and they're going to place this sub here too. Alright, so they have a heavy cruiser, a regular cruiser, a light cruiser on escort, a tactical on a carrier and a destroyer. That's the British Navy on the Pacific side. Well, they also got these 2, but we'll see. So that is Britain, and wow, I'm happy with the results. Oh, money changes. How much is Liverpool worth? I believe it was 3, but let's double check here. Right about where that commander sit. Yeah, that's 3. Let's get rid of that thing. It's nice to do this when you're on this side of the world. All right, from 17, 1, 2, 3 to 20, and from 65, 1, 2, 3 to 62. It's like last turn never happened. Except for there's a whole bunch of dead. I think Germany lost more units than Britain did. Anyway, just shows you that if you're going to do a sea line, don't do it in waves. Do it hard all at once. I just learned that right now. Yeah, I don't normally do sea line, and this is probably why I see this happen a lot. All right, and in that note, we're going to end this turn for Britain. And we might as well just do France right now. They're doing the same thing they've done every other time. A colonial and a dice roll. The colonial is going to go, what the hell, we'll put them right here. All those other colonials. There's nowhere else to put them except for, oh no, I guess we could put, you know what, screw them. We're going to put it down here and make them fight for it. Because when they took that, they took the French bonus of $2. So screw them. Maybe that'll make it harder for them to take Malay. Or something else. Maybe they'll just lose one extra unit off of that. And France is going to do its dice roll for, knocking all sorts of units down. Toppling the commanders and whatnot. France is going to do its dice roll for wartime economy. It's one roll away. It's 7 or higher. Sweet. We've got an 8. Which means France has now joined the illustrious crowd. France has joined the illustrious crowd of wartime economy owners. And Britain needs to do its wartime economy roll. It's a good thing I did that. So Britain gets 20. And wartime economy, it gets 9. So 9 for Britain. And France just did that and they're getting their turn. So France for wartime economy. See, this is a weird one. I'm not sure if they technically get it, but I could say, hey, the colonies all freaking paid an extra tax to build some war stuff. Anyway, France's wartime economy is 5. All right, so they lost their bonus, and their income's down to 3. France's income is down to 3, but they have wartime economy for 5, so they're actually $2 ahead than they were the last few turns. So that's a bonus for France. And what did we roll? A 9. Man, I'm out of. There we go. $9 wartime economy. And I'll figure out the income here. You don't need to watch that. Anyway, see you in a bit. Bye.